They say the sea is where all life began, dude. I guess that means that surfing's in our blood. It's time to find out. Time to paddle on out. Hey, it's your ocean. Get into it. But remember, it ain't all beach balls and bikinis here. We're talking about paddling around in places that sink ships. Well, think not to sink. Here's your chance to look cool. Surfing is a gravity sport on a moving medium, and to keep up, you have to keep climbing. Up, down, that's the drill. But there are no rules, so cut loose, top turns, slashes, cutbacks, even aerials. It's as close to flying as physics will allow, but don't leave the wave behind. You're going to need it for your next big move. The ultimate in surfing is the tube ride. As the wave steepens and throws out in front of you, you're swallowed by the concave wall. Getting spit back out is up to you. Pick your line, crouch to fit, and maintain momentum through the spinning tunnel. If you keep your head up and eyes open, and if the tube doesn't close, you're in for the biggest rush the sport has to offer. What do you do with all that speed as you rocket out onto the shoulder of the wave? Cut right back into the power. It's a 180-degree turn that starts with a crouch and then a carving low turn that will drive you back into the pit. It takes another 180 when you reach the whitewater to succeed. Doctor's orders, survive and repeat. Surfing is a barefoot ballet, and the demands of strength, agility, and balance can be a real nutcracker. Strength to drive the board through turns, agility to counter the ever-changing contours, and the balance to ride up, down, and across the blue wall. Surfers are excellent swimmers and all-around athletes, so get in gear, get strong. The waves don't provide all the power. You still have to get out there and catch one. And the only way to do that is with your own two hands. In fact, you'll spend more time paddling than surfing, so learn how now. The best way is to watch others and copy the windmill action while lying on your belly. It's trickier than it looks and takes a lot of muscle, so don't get caught with your arms down. Surfing. If you think you have the right stuff, you're going to need the right stuff. There's more to this than just a surfboard. It's all here. Check it out. Select something. The leash is a urethane line that connects to the surfer's ankle with Velcro and then is attached to the surfboard itself. These are used in case of a wipeout so that the surfer is never separated from his board, a safety feature as well as a convenience. A relic of the 60s, longboarding fun just won't go away. As much as a dozen or so feet long, longboards provide a flat, stable ride and are especially effective when the surf is mushy. Roomy longboards open the way for hot dogging, walking up and down the board, while performing tricks like nose rides. Their popularity may wax and wane, but longboards are here for the long haul. These short, narrow, super light boards are designed with one thing in mind: high performance. All surfboards are made out of foam and fiberglass. These shortboards run about 6 or 7 feet long and are all about spitfire maneuverability, carving, flying, and shooting narrow tubes. Specially formulated waxes are used to provide a little traction for the glass-smooth surfaces of the surfboard. Surfers also use a stick-on decking, much like what you'd find lining Grandma's tub. Either way, the idea is not to slip. For big water only, long, narrow, streamlined boards like these antique-style guns are used strictly for big wave surfing. Known as elephant guns, these boards are usually 9 to 10 feet long and are built super strong. Heroes need only apply. In water sports, wind and water can stop you cold. Surfing is no exception, and wetsuits are the rule. Actually designed to get wet and warm up with body temperature, the wetsuit makes surfing possible in extreme conditions and more pleasant in milder climates. most people think of surfing, they think of the South Pacific, but strong evidence has been offered that it actually originated on the shores of Peru. Apparently, ancient Peruvian fishermen are believed to be the first to actually surf toward shore for sport while standing on small one-man boats made of bundled grass. Of course, Paradise was the first place Western man saw surfing. News of it was brought back from Tahiti by Captain James Cook around 1777. By then, it had become a sport that was exclusively for the native royalty of the islands, earning surfing the nickname the Sport of Kings. Hey, let's face it, surfing's all about playing around in one of the most dangerous places on earth. Usually, risks come at you one at a time, but in surfing, they come in waves, man. Ride the wave. Your navigator is your virtual surfboard. The ocean doesn't really care. As far as it's concerned, surfers are just along for the ride. So if it dishes up a pounding backwash or a sweeping longshore current or a raging riptide that can scoop you up and into trouble, just remember, it's nothing personal. Well, make it personal. Know the layout before you get laid out. Study the conditions before you take the plunge. Okay, so you know all about sharks. But did you know that if any sea creature is going to get you, it's probably going to be a jellyfish, or a spiny urchin, or a slippery jagged barnacle, even coral. Coral is made up of millions of living creatures known as polyps. It may not sound as glamorous as a shark, but these things hurt and they hurt more often, so watch out. The surfboard. It can be your best friend or your worst enemy. One second you're riding along on your old trusty, and the next you're tangled up in a wipeout with a lethal fiberglass projectile that is all poking points and sharp slicing fin blades. At times like this, forget the free ride and get as far away from that surfboard as possible. Don't get whacked. We can't breathe it. Water's funny that way. So when some 8-foot wave swats you like a fly and plunges you down into the deep, remember, you're on your own. Panic is the worst enemy of the surfer underwater. It'll rob you of the precious air you need. So stay cool, let the wave pass, and then swim for the light. Coral, rock, and sand. When a couple tons of crashing lip drives you headfirst onto this canvas, it can be a real knockout. Over tropical reef, the danger is even greater, where just a touch can cut you like a razor. So know your break before it breaks you, and remember, the bottom line in this sport is a harsh one. Surfers aren't called the golden breed for nothing. These guys got to be Olympic-level swimmers with a sixth sense for the rhythms of the ocean. They talk about the sport like it's a religion. Here they are, the Wave Warriors. Make a selection.
You know, surfers are often called storm riders, and when you think about it, it's pretty accurate. We actually ride these great bands of energy that move towards the edge of the continent that have been caused by these massive disturbances out in the mid-Pacific. And you got to understand that this energy that moves towards shore moves like electricity through a wire. The water itself isn't actually moving. And the most dynamic interface on Earth happens about 200 yards offshore, and surfers are the ones that jump off the edge of the continent and go play in it.
But something inside me said I could do it, so I just believed in myself. I stroked into it, and when I first got into it, I thought I dug my grave. I looked down to the bottom, and it was really vertical. I thought I was just going to get pitched, but I held on and pulled it off, and it was just one of the greatest experiences I've had, just putting it all on the line, knowing I had the chance to really get massacred on that wave.
The biggest surf I've been out in would have to be Hawaii. Probably the 85 Billabong Pro, where I was out filming Richie Schmidt. It was about 30 foot at Waimea Bay, and I'd never been out in anything that big before or since. And it was quite an experience. I was pushing the envelope as far as what I'm willing to do.
Catch a wave, and you're on top of the world, or under it. That's up to us now. Where we're going is a long way from the kiddie pool, man. Get ready to ride some mountains. We're about to take off. Come on, we're in this wave together. Help me make the right moves. Surf's up, but are you up to it? You better be, because it's time to hit it. Make your call. What's your first move? Got the tiger by the tail now. Only a real wave warrior stands a chance. Time to get it on. Okay, you're on your way now. Uh-oh, big set coming. What's on your mind now? Radical, man. You're into it now. Keep the rhythm. Keep it coming. No time to stop now. Go for another move. This is it, a moment of truth. All right, the wave is standing up in front of you, about to throw out. Looks very hairy, very iffy. Pick your line. Another big hollow section coming up. Feel like taking some chances? The key to all radical surfing is power and speed. You're on your way now, flying down the face. A perfect time for another maneuver. You're paddling back out now, and a big cleanup set is bombing in from the outside. It's you against a blue mountain. You can paddle, but you can't hide. Another big hollow section coming up. Feel like taking some chances? Time to separate the men from the boys. The biggest set of the day is lumbering in. Everyone's scrambling for the horizon. Are you? It's steep and deep now. This is going to be the latest takeoff of your life. Guts? Glory? You decide. Unreal. All-time ride. You're a real wave master now. Felt good, didn't it? Try it again. It's an endless summer out there. So what are you waiting for? Come on, man. Edge it. Take the shot. Do something. Because this thing is getting heavy.